So many have been replaced with the power money brings pain. No, there's no reason to be anxious. Got to stand up and rise again now. Yeah. All over the world, people are changing, changing. My God, for the better. All over the world, people are changing, changing. month at least. I mean, your wife is my caregiver, so she picks up my meds there. So I mean, you probably don't know that she picks up for me more than she does, but yeah, it's, so I appreciate everything that we do together, and I know that cannabis greatly it benefits my life. How does it benefit your life? What is a typical day for you, Jay? What does it look like for you as you start your day, go throughout your day? What do you do? What kind of things do you need help with?
Well, right now I'm not doing much because of COVID. I'm waiting for my vaccine to take hold.
Yeah.
But my day consists of being a father and my dogs and and just getting through the day.
Yeah, so let's get down to some really brass tacks and some really nitty gritty stuff.
Hey, can I interrupt for a moment, Darrell?
Go ahead, Ed.
We got a message from our good friend Corey, and he said we didn't have sound at the beginning for a moment. So just so we get everybody caught up, could you both introduce yourselves and your relationship to each other, please? I'm sorry.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Jay.
I am Jay Speaker, and I am father and friend to Darrell.
Well, and I hope you're a cannabis user and a cannabis supporter, and you smoke. You smoke ungodly amounts of marijuana, don't you? I mean, I know my friend. That's a prerequisite of all my friends. They have to smoke like mounds and mounds of marijuana. You know.
Yes.
So
just so you know, one of the things on my bucket list is to smoke with Snoop Dogg.
All right, what do you think of that? That's a good thing to have on a bucket list.
I think that's a great thing to have on the bucket list. I think that we should try to go ahead and arrange that if we can, Darrell, at some point. You and I both have some connections. We should try to tap through that at some point, maybe.
That's on my bucket list too.
Why?
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. I almost had my chance when he was here for the Super Bowl. Somebody saw him at the gas station by where I live, and he invited them to his house party. I was like, oh, if I would have been at the gas station, I'd have been there too.
So
this is Amy.
Hi, I'm Amy.
Good afternoon, Amy.
Good afternoon.
So Jay, Amy hangs out with us in the morning sometimes when she knows what time it is.
Usually when I can get out of bed in time.
Yeah, generally. Yeah. But she also used to be a good friend of mine. I used to see her downtown at a place where she used to work. My daughter used to play all the time. So
yeah, a place where I used to work. We'll leave it at that.
It was really fun. I would see her on the show here every now and then, and she was like really bubbly like she always is, and I was like, well, I know her from somewhere, and then all of a sudden
I was like, hi, Darrell.
And then all of a sudden Allie was like, oh, I remember her.
Leave it to Allie to remember me. Yep, for sure.
So So Amy, and myself, I guess since Jay introduced himself, so I'll introduce myself again. I'm an old, crusty old white guy. I've been around the marijuana movement for about 32 years. I live my life in a power wheelchair. I too am a father to a young daughter who's 8 and I work in and outside around the union for client protections and client responsibilities for home care and things like that. And then I spoke ungodly amounts of marijuana because that is a prerequisite to hang out with myself, you know. I had to be able to.
I don't know if that term, I don't know if ungodly applies though, since didn't God give us marijuana, so God must want us to have it.
Yeah.
Well, I believe
Maybe it's only truly godly amounts. It's
they
not
have to at
ungodly,
least
it's
put up with
godly.
you smoking.
Right. Yeah, I think maybe I was using the term, reversing the term. I think.
Yeah. It's godly amounts that make you a god.
Yeah.
Some kind of cannabis king.
I haven't reached that yet. I mean, I've seen 80 pounds or more of pot, you know, but I don't consider myself a god when I see that, because I mean, I've also seen a couple truckloads of like $25,000-$30,000 at one time. So I mean,
Oh wow.
I don't consider that godly like, but it is pretty impressive when you can see that stuff.
Yeah.
I bet God would like to indulge in God's own creation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't think that Jesus smoked, I bet he did.
So Jay, if I might be getting personal, you have MS, and you have and with your MS comes obviously some limitations and some great deal of frustration from time to time, because I know you have 4 kids and their ages are really different. How does when you have to sneak your cannabis or take your medicine, do you have to sneak around and do that, or how do you do it? How do you do it?
I just go on the porch or upstairs to my room.
And then your kids are okay with that. I mean, I assume the older kids know that you do it. The younger kids don't really care about it. I mean, how do you deal with some of that thing?
The older kids know about it, and the other kids just don't care.
Right. So do you think adding flour and being able to, your use of that flour, do you think that would help you tremendously in your MS, and it wouldn't cause any problems, with your kids or anything like that? You think
No.
that would be okay?
Yep.
That's good. That's good to know. That's good to hear. Because I was totally against the medical cannabis program that we currently have because of the registration and the fact that the cops could still see if I was a medical patient if they wanted to or not.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. That's just invasion.
Because of that, I was totally against that. But then once the program came into effect, and once I seen the way the program was, I realized, hey, my reservations about that were totally off, and I began to realize the benefits of me using vape versus having to use flour, because when I have to use flour, I have to break it apart, clean it, and kind of prepare it before I put it into a pipe or whatever. And so a lot of times I have a lot of spasticity due to my hands and stuff, so I'm not able to do it. So I like the convenience of being able to vape sometimes.
Yeah.
But I know the flour gives you so much more beneficial properties, and it tastes so much better. I mean, it's a lot. And
yeah.
For you, I know flour. It's just cheaper for you guys. I mean, it's
Yeah.
cheaper for me too to use flour, as well.
Yeah.
And it's something that, like anybody with a little gardening experience can actually do is, grow their own.
Yeah, it's not hard.
I personally don't want to grow my own, so if I could have a grower grow it for me and just drop it off for me every week, I would prefer that.
You're right. Wouldn't we all like that too? I not all of us.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of people that don't want to garden. It's just like people that want to go to the grocery store. They don't want to farm their own food. People go to the bakery because they don't want to bake their own bread, right? I mean,
Yep.
So I want the availability to have my own plants maybe out in my garden.
Right.
But I also want to be able to go ahead and call up the local dispensary person, and hopefully get delivery, or
Yeah.
even listen, I'm a veteran. The VA sends me my medications through the mail. Why can't they send this medication through the mail? I don't. I think that it should be allowed. I've heard now. I don't have any personal experience, but I have heard that people are already sending this through the mail.
They are, and you hear reports all over the place. Even airports now are allowing marijuana to be flowing and to be distributed on airplanes from states that have recreational and medical cannabis, as long as those amounts don't exceed the amounts from state to state. A lot of times that marijuana goes through the airport. It does not get flagged. It does not get checked. It does not get stopped because they know we're on the cusp of allowing cannabis to be through all 52 states, or all 50 states, and then including our two, I don't quite get this, but we have four other problems that we deal with, right? Is it four?
Well,
Right?
I think it's
Puerto Rico.
Because we deal with
Puerto
the
Rico
Puerto
and
Rico,
Washington, D.C.
Washington D.C. Yeah, it's already legalized in Washington D.C. for recreational too.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I did not know that.
So
it was medicinal for a few years, and now they've got recreational.
let me just throw it out there so that we keep people engaged. Again, we're talking about within our medical program within the state of Minnesota, and there's bills in the House and in the Senate, HF 1413, and the companion bill is Senate File 1179. Okay, so that this allowing raw cannabis flower in the medical program has already been introduced. It just needs to go ahead and get brought to floor votes, and then combined, however that goes. Darrell, you know more about that, and then put on the governor's desk. I don't even know if this does a modification to the program still have to get signed by the governor. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. Any type of program like this, because it was subsidized by the state, would require him to sign off on it. I don't know if it requires a formal signature or not. I'm assuming that what they're gonna do is they're gonna vet these bills, and then they're gonna put it into what they call a technical amendment, or an advisory bill, and that bill's gonna be brought by the Department of Health by Commissioner Malcolm, and within that bill, this bill is gonna sit. And as long as they don't go through the whole bill with the comb, I think flower will go through.
So they do need to contact possibly though and urge passage of the bill and thank them for their support of the bill. Both
Absolutely.
the majority leader Ryan Winkler and the majority leader in the Senate Paul Gazelka. We want to thank them for their past support on the medical marijuana program, and we want to urge them to go ahead and support these changes, especially the raw cannabis change.
Well, and the fact that we also want to make sure that there is a clear-cut path to folks that have been suspended or been removed from the program for whatever reason. We understand that that has not happened in Minnesota since the conception of the program, but for some reason they are obviously wanting to put that provision in place because they obviously see a need for it, or they see some diversion.
Yeah.
What they call diversion of medicine or diversionary of products that are coming up on the scene. I assume what they're talking about, which they're not really telling us, is that they're seeing other products from legal states come over to Minnesota, and those products are coming and they're being embedded into with our products, and so then they're calling it diversionary. You're diverting your medicine for a different reason, and so I think that's what they're trying to get ahead of, but they're not telling us that because they don't have a big enough case yet, or they haven't.
I think that's a hollow argument almost at this point, because every state around us is going to be legal before we are, it looks like, let alone their cannabis medical programs. But nonetheless, again, the HF 1413 and SF 1179, they don't only deal with the raw cannabis flower. That is just one aspect of these bills for the modification to the program. There are other things, Darrell, like you were talking about, also in this. So, I urge you to please support the modifications to the medical cannabis program and give our leaders a call, both Ryan Winkler and Paul Gazelka. And, like I have said, I think every other show, Darrell, if you are a top-down person, you can always call the governor, Mr. Tim Walz, because he has also very much shown support for the medical program and compassion for the people of Minnesota.
Well, Ed, it seems like you're a top-down kind of guy, but you're on the top of my screen right now. I'm gonna throw it back to Jay and let Jay give us a quick 2 minutes. But I see Amy's got something. She's been holding a card in front of her face.
Yes. So I got these postcards from a friend of mine who's politically active in some different kind of issues, but they already have a postcard stamp on it, and so I got a whole fistful of these. This is the last one I have left. This one's going to the governor. I'm gonna sign this out to Tim Walz, but I've already sent off the rest of the ones that I had. I sent them to Ryan Winkler. I sent them to Paul Gazelka. I sent them off to my representative, which is Rick Hansen. So I sent off postcards to all those folks, and this one's going to be filled out later today. And
yeah, I know Rick Hansen. How well do you get along with him?
I like him. I've only met him in a few public events, but I've been voting for him ever since he's been in my district. So. We could have him on the show during the shutdown of the Capitol last time. He allowed me to use his card key to use the bathroom at the state office building. Like, oh yeah, I remember you from South St. Paul. You can just get in and use the bathroom there. Nobody will say anything.
I was like, all right. I remember
He's a
it
good
was,
guy.
it was like 11:30 at night. He's like, yeah, just tell me. I said it was okay. And I was like, no problem.
No problem.
No problem.
Go right ahead.
So, Amy, are those cards still available for purchase from someplace? It'd be really great if, like, we got a bunch of those and we just modified the torch, we put the good old leaf up on there.
We can always make our own. Postcards aren't that hard to make.
That's
Right,
true.
right.
That's true.
Well, we know Corey's got he's got a graphic,
A sticker machine thingy.
yeah, we
We make
can,
stickers, yeah. So postcards just have to be a certain size, and they have to have the standard right-hand side field for the address.
yeah.
But other than that, you can make anything. In fact, you can stick an address label and a stamp on a potato and mail it to the mail,
Yeah.
and they'll take it as long as you have proper postage for the weight of your potato.
Yeah.
Or a coconut. You can also do that with coconut.
So Jay, what else you got going on for us? How many times do you smoke during the day? I mean,
I smoke 3 or 4 times a day.
that's and that helps with your MS and all those things that come along with it, right? And then of course it's stressful to be a dad to like 4 wild kids. I mean,
Yeah.
your kids are wild. I can only handle 2 of them at a time.
Yeah.
I mean, I do say to Summer I can take all of them, and we will take all of them if you ever let us. But it's easy to handle them in 2 at a time. So, hi, Summer.
Hi, you just said my kids are wild?
Yeah, they're wild. I can take all
Good
4 of them.
afternoon. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Summer, do you know Ed?
No, I don't think we've met.
I don't think so. I've seen him on the show, but hi, I'm Summer.
Well, good
You just-
afternoon. Now I see where he gets his good looks from.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lucky people.
I'm just waiting for her to grow the beard and stuff. She's the one that usually shaves me.
Yes. Yeah. I'm the trustworthy one.
Yeah.
I've earned that though.
Oh, you
Right.
have. You have a lot. Yeah. Well, look at how well you do with Jay. I mean, I thought, well, man, if you do so good with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's ready to go back to the barbershop. He can't wait.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I heard about that. There's no limits on that, I heard, right?
Did they lift the limits on barbers? Oh, they did on salons. I did
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just waiting the 2 weeks.
Oh, because you
I got my vaccination.
Oh, because you didn't get the one and done, right? You got the other one, right?
No, I got the 1 and done.
One and done.
So I only have to wait 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. You still have to wait 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm not on the schedule yet. I'm going to have to either call the VA and see if they get me in. I did get notification from my county that the next series, and I might be in that, I can start scheduling. But I know that they were scheduling already 2 weeks out for the first or the last group that they went through. So I unfortunately am not vaccinated yet, but hopefully I'll get that soon enough.
Well, Summer was supposed to help me with mine, but she was over here the other day and we forgot to do it again.
First said she's still gonna help you.
All right.
Get the single dose.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get the single dose. I don't even like shots, man.
Me either.
For me to get a shot is a big deal, man. It's a real big deal, but
Yeah, my mom was a nurse, so
yeah.
I don't have any qualms
No,
about medical procedures.
no, she probably stuck you. She probably stuck you quite a few times.
I don't remember, but I just know that I don't have no fear.
Right, right.
With that,
I said, right. I still have fear though. I remember one time, my wife's aunt, her aunt is a nurse, and so I had some problems with the constipation. She's like, "Oh, I'll fix you right up." So she gives me a water enema. I was like, "No, you don't want to do that. That's gonna be way too messy. It ain't gonna work." Look, my body luckily didn't work the way it's supposed to. So it took a couple times, but yeah, I stay away from nurses and doctors and shots as much as I can, unless it's tequila. Then I'll drink it.
Yeah, you usually have that bottle over your head there in the kitchen when you're zooming from the kitchen.
Yeah, I've drank with Jay a few times, and Jay and Summer and I, we went to a game that a couple years ago already.
yeah,
Remember, we were all lit up that day.
yeah,
And we always know you have to have a responsible adult when you're drinking from that bottle of tequila because it's way up there on top of the fridge, and
Yeah,
you keep it away from Allie, the kids.
You know who my responsible adult is. I make Allie climb up there. And I tell her she's got to be very careful so she doesn't slip down. She can't drop the bottle, so she's got to hold it very nicely.
yeah.
I tell her,
So technically,
you what happened to you? You're pregnant.
oh, I'm an adult. I said I'm an adult. Technically,
You're an adult, technically.
technically.
Are you saying you don't act like an adult all the time?
Nope.
Lucky
Wow.
you.
Well, Jay, that's because you have Summer there, and she allows you to act goofy. If you were over at my house, Nikki wouldn't let you get by with that shit. And Nikki's like an old battle axe. She does not, she does not let you do what you want. Oh, are we still on? Are we still on live on the live show? Sorry about that.
Well, yeah, we're still live, Darrell. We were talking about the medical marijuana program here in Minnesota and the modifications to it. We was just discussing how people that have been on the program have found it to be cost prohibitive. We've also heard that like people that have been on the program really can find benefit from actually smoking, having access to the whole plant, the whole flower material. So yeah, Darrell, we're still live and we're still talking the program. And don't forget, we do have the support of people from Minnesota Normal. We have people that are belonging to Sensible Minnesota. We have people that are just citizens of the state of Minnesota that listen to us every week and watch our show and want us to go ahead and continue our fight. You know, I know, we all know. Like Amy here. Hi, Amy. I see you're back.
Hi, Amy. What do you got to tell us, Amy? That's up first.
Well, the dog mud forecast is very muddy. I
Oh,
let the dog out, and he's very, very muddy. So the dog bath forecast is looking good, I guess. But what I could say is that I definitely want to pitch in and say that it does affect everybody, especially when you get talking about flower and medicinal. Because if we could get the flower in there and get the price driven down, maybe more people could afford to get their medication.
Yeah.
Which is something that's always been an issue for people to get it. So
well, that's
medication becomes more available to everybody, as well as the flower becoming available as part of the medication.
Yeah.
and it's up to the law enforcement official who might find a medical cannabis patient with a joint. Let's just say it, a lot of the people that are on the program smoke as well. They just do, because they get benefit from it, and it's better
Yeah.
for their pocketbook. That alone can go ahead and get you kicked off and banned from the program. Darrell was talking about that a little bit earlier with us, how, like, you know, simple things can get you kicked permanently off the medical program. Well, that's just silly, okay? Because they say, oh, don't give your medicine to somebody else, or don't get medicine from somewhere else. Only get it from these two places. Well, that's really hard to do when they only give you so much. That's hard to do when they don't have it. That's hard to do when you're traveling across the country or even outstate.
Or if somebody's gonna give me some free blood, man, I'm not gonna turn it down.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's not like any of us are billionaires. We can't afford to turn down free medicine.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to let you know. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Sugar mama.
Yeah, I forgot to tell everybody I'm actually a cajillionaire. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I was wondering how come you had those 3D printers in your house. You had 3 of them, you said. So.
Yeah, there's a few. There's quite a few. My house is somewhat of a technology graveyard too.
I thought it was because you made all those little toys and those little gadgets, but
yeah, no, it's just for fun. If we have 3, there's probably one that's broken.
Yes.
Right.
Good afternoon, Jody. Jody.
5 cars, but only 2 runs.
We're live on Facebook, Jody. It's Darrell and Ed's Wake and Bake Show, 420, Thursdays and Tuesdays.
Oh, I can't see Jody. Where's Jody?
Yeah, she's there.
Okay.
I'm here.
I'll take your. I hear her. I hear the voice.
You
of
can't
Jody.
see me?
Oh, there you are. Okay. Oh, I see. My Zoom thing's only showing me 4 people at a time.
Oh, I walked around the house too.
I got you. I got to stop staring at myself if I want to see Jody. It's tough. It's tough.
Oh, I got you guys all on that gallery style, so I got all of you except for me. Well, I'm in the middle.
There we go. Gallery style. I can do that.
Yeah.
We're streaming the gallery style. Sometimes we go to speaker view.
So, a postcard for the governor, telling him how I voted for him because he said he was going to legalize marijuana in our state.
So our show today, Jody, has been basically we've really been talking about the modifications to the medical program, and we have a guest speaker on with us today, Jay Spica, he's a longtime friend of Darrell's. He's a father. He belonged to the union, and so. And he's also a veteran.
There we go.
Oh, cool. That's a good thing.
I was in the Army.
Whoops. I just did. Sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, that's awesome.
So, Darrell.
Yeah.
You know, the program in Minnesota was fought hard for, and one of the people that battled for that program was yourself. So since it was finally signed into law, there's been a handful of modifications made to the program or additions to the program, but it's been in my opinion, now this is my personal opinion, it seems like it's been a real struggle to get anything, actually added to the program. I mean, what's your view on that? And maybe Jay or Jody, maybe you've had some kind of experience with the changes that they've made over time as well.
The attitude of the medical program is like, well, you shouldn't complain because look at all they're doing.
I'm good, I guess.
Yeah, for me, I mean, it took 26 years of my life to get the medical cannabis program that we have in Minnesota, and I do think that since we've had the medical cannabis program in 2014, I do think the state has dragged their feet and they've dragged their minds and their attitudes around adding conditions and around adding different methods for delivery and adding different types of what would we say effective product dosing. Because of that, I think in the last year or so, you've seen a number of patients going off the program because of that. We currently have about 14,000 patients that are currently on the program, and I think about half of those patients stay on the program and they do self dosing and self medication and product diversion as well because of the cost and because of the limited what would you say, the limited product display that they have. I mean, in the two medical cannabis companies that we have maybe what 20 different types of products, right? If you look at any other state that has a medical cannabis program, they have hundreds and hundreds of medical products.
And there's been questionable quality of the product.
Yes.
So I understand that, like, our program was in its infancy, but we're well beyond infancy now.
Right.
And so I totally believe that it's time for these changes to happen to the program. Oh, we're getting a live news update, folks. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, she had to tell me our refrigerator is off too. So that is a major issue to tell me about. So,
well, are they working on that, or is that just a?
No, I just became aware of that just now. So
oh boy.
I will work on that here shortly.
Hopefully the plumbers didn't do something and mess up the electrical to the fridge.
I don't think they did. I think what we did, we ran a heater a little bit too long, a little bit.
Oh, maybe blew the fuse or a circuit breaker.
Yeah, yep, I think that's what happened.
Tell her she can't get no ice cream until you get it turned back on.
Right.
Well, Jay, did you have anything to say further about the medical program, or how you feel that raw cannabis will be one great change, modification to the program that hopefully will benefit people? Oh, I do have a question. So would you reconsider getting back on the program if they actually do allow them to start selling raw cannabis?
Yeah, I just don't want price to be an issue. I think we lost her.
No,
I'm here.
we're still here.
I do have to cut out.
I'm just playing with buttons.
Everybody, and thank you for the conversation.
You bet.
I'm here, Jay. I'm glad that you were able to join us today. I hope that you can come back. You're welcome to come back anytime for sure.
Yeah, anytime I'm asked, I will come.
Nice to meet you, Jay.
Well, then this is just gonna be a quick part one with Jay, and we'll do another follow up with Jay as the bill progresses closer to a floor vote. We'll bring Jay back on and maybe a legislator, and we'll just have a frank discussion with both of them.
Yeah, and he's welcome to join us just as a panelist, a friend, a member of our group every day, anytime. So
absolutely, Jay, come on. We start early in the morning and we run all the way till late at night. Sometimes Ed and I are the only two on here sometimes. So
sometimes it's just Jody and I.
Yeah.
oh, hey, you and Jody, I wonder what those conversations are like.
We really don't talk about much, but sometimes it's just her and I too. Hey, so I'm going to tell you what, folks. I'm going to go ahead and pop off about HF 600 here real quick. Show you some phone numbers. Give these people a call. Let your legislators know. But we're going to go ahead and tell you we have a full legalization bill going through our House and Senate as well. And again, contact the same people. Paul Gazelka on the Senate side. That's really where this is going to get hung up. The legalization effort is on that side. And get a hold of Ryan Winkler. It's actually he's the chief author on the legalization bill. Give his office a call. Thank him again for his support for the medical cannabis changes, but also tell him that you support HF 600 and the full adult use cannabis legalization in the state of Minnesota. So unless any of you have anything else to go ahead and say about all of that, I would like to go ahead and say once again, thank you, Jay, for coming on and sharing your story and introducing yourself. Thanks you, Jody, for joining us for a little while here. And Darrell, of course, thank you too.
I forgot again.
Well, thank you, Ed. Thank you, Jody. And as always, thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
I'm having a great time with all four of us, including myself. So I wanna just say, keep smoking, keep smiling.
Yep.
And
I will do that.
And keep
All day. All night.
And keep letting your leaders know that, hey, we want marijuana legalized in Minnesota. Why? Because
Damn right.
it works, right?
That's right. It works.
It does. Yep.
All right, folks. Y'all have a great afternoon. We'll see you next Tuesday.
All right, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Well, I actually see you Thursday, but please.
Wait, is it Tuesday? It is Tuesday. We'll see you Thursday, golly.
Tuesday.
Oh, I know what happened, Darrell. It was 420. Darn tootin'. All right, folks, we're out of here. We'll see you Thursday.
All right.
What? Oh, yeah. March 16th today. March 16th was the day. Tuesday, March 16th. How could I forget? I am so forgetful, Darrell.
Yeah, because February 16th, just a month ago, we had Senator Franson on the show. So.
Yeah, and it was our Tuesday show as well. Absolutely.
Talk to you guys later.
All right. So we'll be back March 18th. That's the plan. That'll be Thursday. I so apologize, folks. It's been one of those snowy days. It was spring, and all of a sudden I went back in time, and it seems like mid-December or something here. So
yeah, well, I wish it was mid-December because we'd have a little bit more time with the legislature then.
I know, Darrell. Well, we got lots to do, folks. Make them phone calls, send them emails. Have a great day.
You too.
One God we must be counted to the united and world one. In this land we are discounted. changing, changing my